Hey guys, hey targeted individuals, survivors of electronic terrorism, satellite terrorism, and regs, I guess, people who aren't targeted individuals who are just tuning in to learn about this. It's Friday night right now, and I had a couple of things that I wanted to update. I wanted to update my last video, which is really good, I think, about remote neural monitoring and kind of a strategy that I kind of put into place for me, and I just want to kind of give an update on that. Also, I had given some news that, and I hadn't found the article. I found the article because I talked to the lady who told me the information, and there's an article where the DoD is taking back tanks and certain knives and certain military surplus from police stations. It doesn't name, so I did say on one of my videos, I said the DoD is pulling directed energy weapons from police stations. There's not an article that says that directly. It says they're pulling military stuff that the police don't use. So I talked to her, and that's kind of the article I had seen, and now, I'm going to be better about posting links. I know I never post links, but you can go on to the DoD website, and there's news articles about things that they're doing with local police stations. But I talked to her, and that's what she was like. She's like, that's very hopeful. They're pulling military equipment from police stations, and I agree. But I was like kind of sad that it wasn't exactly in the article like they're pulling directed energy weapons. So I wanted to make I guess an update on that it's not as concrete as I made it sound on my video. I really, I don't think it matters, because we put out news, and it could be linked to directed energy weapons. They could be pulling directed energy weapons along with all this military equipment, and I still think it's going to happen. I still think you've got people in the police department and all these agencies, and they're complaining. They're good men who are trying to get this stuff pulled because they're seeing what it's doing to the communities and the innocent people who are, in trouble from it. So I think they're doing. I still believe they're doing that from the inside, but I don't downright want to put out something like, "Oh yeah, there's this article out there. Help me find it," and then there is no article. But if you go on, I would suggest this. A good website to go into is just the Department of Defense website. Get related articles about what they're doing. They talk about directed energy weapons. They talk about plans for experimentation on humans and animals. They have billions of dollars in the program. They don't say where they're going to experiment on humans and animals. And they had another article that was talking about the Air Force. The Air Force has hundreds of millions of dollars invested in experimenting with directed energy weapons. And they're part of the Department of Defense, obviously. I did read one thing, and you can look it up on the Department of Defense website. They're given grants to do these experiments with directed energy weapons. And it said that the Air Force had planned to do 7 more years of experimentation with these weapons in San Antonio. That's that kind of drops my hope level down. But as long as we can keep getting information out, and there was a protest on October 3rd, so I linked that. I liked it on my website. The Pete Santilli show went out in front of the White House, and there were about 16 target individuals out there and many other people around the protest. So watch that. Todd Giffen was there. He is very, very smart. They're really working on him good. He's gotten a lot of damage to his body and his brain from this, and I have too, as we all have. He's a really smart individual. I would check out his videos. I kind of want to get with him, and I try and leave comments, get some plugs, defend a little bit, because the defense stuff does work. But so check those out. I'm going to try and put links to everything, and I'm going to try and start reading stuff about kind of the Department of Defense and things that it's put out about directed energy weapons and what it's going to do with them, because it's basically said, that it is experimenting with them. It just didn't say how and everything like that, which is, it's us. It's target individuals. But, and then I want to kind of tell you all about how my plan's going, because I haven't talked. It's the 5th day, so I guess a work week, that I haven't spoken to my attackers. I haven't communicated with them in any way verbally. These videos are the closest thing that they would get communication from me verbally. It seems to be working, because at first there was vehicular harassment that was a little bit stronger, and they were changing the lights on me and stuff, so I was like, man, this guy's lying to the police, and he's just saying because I'm silent I look crazier, and he's able to lie to me more. Then I talked to the same lady who, she led the conference call the other night, and she gave me a good idea. She said, I think they're probably just trying to get a reaction out of you. They're probably trying to get you to talk, to verbalize, so they can keep it going more. And I was like, yeah, that kind of makes sense, because it seems like this guy, they have remote neural monitoring, but they can't show that to a lot of people. But they may be able to show surveillance to a lot more people. That may be more readily spread than the remote neural monitoring that they're doing. Then tonight, I came over to my parents' house because they're in Florida, and so I've just kind of hung out over here. Had a pretty good day, not getting hit much. I moved some plugs like real close to the wall, switched out some like the surge protectors for my plates and put them on side walls. So I did some maneuvering, and then and I did some stuff. So it's been good for the past, I guess, 2 days. Not good when I sleep. I still wake up, my back's sore, my chest is sore. But it was better. It was better today than it was the day before. So there are defenses that do level this stuff down. Truly believe that. I mean, I can testify to it. And on that note, I kind of wanted to talk about the same lady who I've been talking about before. I don't want to say her name. I'll talk to her next time on the conference call and see if she doesn't mind. But she's been going through it a long time. Like, my mentor's been going through it for 18 years. I think she's been going through it for longer. So she knows a lot of stuff. She said, and she uses the Altera whole house plugs. You can get them on Amazon for like $50. You can get them from Altera for like $75. These things really work. But she said last night that she got a negative ion projector. And so I ordered one today because it's about $75. I'm not sure about it, but she says that it works better than the plugs. She says she put it down, and it's just like it's been a lot better. It's been a lot better than even her plugs work. So I'm gonna try it. It says it says not to put it by electrical equipment. And I was thinking, okay, well, I have a bunch of plugs, I have a bunch of plates, so I don't want to put it there, but I may put it by where I sleep. Then I kind of got to thinking, I was thinking a little bit when she told us about it, it is non-ionizing microwave radiation, and so probably a negative ion projector, that kind of stuck in my mind. It's like, is that going to work? But the deal is that it's non-ionizing microwave radiation mixed with electromagnetic frequencies. So I think it really it breaks that electromagnetic frequency portion of it enough to stifle it more. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to let y'all know how it goes. It says it only goes 3 feet though, but I think if you put it right where you sleep, you could know, and it's only $75. And if it makes a huge difference, you could just, know that you're going to be safe in your sleep if you're not having that much trouble in the day. Which, I mean, I get hit in the day. We all get hit in the day, but my worst is at night. They really tag me when I'm staying still. And so I'm going to try that. It's called a negative ion projector. You can get them on Amazon for $75. Negative ion projector. She says it works really good. She's been going through this a long time. I'm going to try it, and I'm going to put a video out about it. Then in other news, I got, on this phone, which it has cracks all in it, I have to get I'm going to get an iPhone 5 and get a better ELF reader and I'm going to get like a trimeter too. So I'm going to get a lot of stuff so I can get independent readings on different equipment. But I was kind of like, I put it around my head, and you got to like kind of turn it a certain way so it'll read. I guess the phone's picking it up. And I put it above my head most of the times. I get like a 3 reading. It's in mega MGs. Y'all will know what that is. The lady who was leading the conference call. It's mega. It's what ELF is measured in, and I can't remember what it's called. She told me last night, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's what it is. I'm just gonna turn that on. Okay. So I was kind of playing around with that. It's a very simple reader. It's not like a meter. It just reads in numbers. Like it goes 1, 2, and then 3 is kind of a warning mark, and then when it gets up to like 9, it's a different level, and then when it gets up to like 12, then it's like do not be around this stuff. So I'd move around my head when I'm getting remotely hit. It only usually goes up to a 3, and I try and catch it. I'll catch it in certain areas where they're hitting me, but then it won't read at certain points because they're hitting with ELF, with directional energy weapons. This morning I got up, and she had also talked on the phone about this, and I'm not sure about this, but I think it's worth. The thing is with being a target, you're going to do some things where probably your attackers are going to be like, look, they're paranoid, they're looking around or something like that. The thing with being a target individual is you've really got to try everything. You've got to look into everything because these people use like stuff that we just don't know about. And she gave some good advice that they do have receivers that they can put in your house to strengthen the signal. So like I was kind of looking around because I was getting really heavy readings around my bathroom and like where the attic was, and I was like, man, I'm gonna go in my attic and check that out. But I got up this morning, I was kind of doing some readings, and I opened this little closet with the water heater in it, and there was like a huge black box plugged in that was connected to wires that kind of run through the house. So I put it up to the black box, and it read off the charts ELF, like off the charts, 99 plus, and it doesn't read above that. 99 plus MGs. I wish they had that term on the reader. 99 plus on that, and so I took that off and I unhooked it because it wasn't hooked to anything. It was just hooked to some like old wiring that runs through the attic. I don't know if that's going to help you. I don't know if they put a receiver in it. I don't know if it's just because it's something old, like it's some old electrical equipment that really is like broken, or it's pushing out ELF. But I'm sure like that being right in the center. I mean, it's right in the center of where I sleep, where I use the bathroom, all the plates next to his house. So it can't be helping, because this ELF stuff and the EHF stuff, it feeds into each other and it kind of builds. So I took that off, and I'm gonna see. Like I'll probably go home to sleep tonight because I have been. I don't like leaving my house the whole night because they do break into my house, and that's another reason that I kind of think that they might be putting those receivers that she's talking about, and that makes a lot of sense with the way this stuff works. That they would put a receiver right, kind of close to where I sleep, use the bathroom and everything, so they could kind of hit stuff off of that receiver in some way, which I don't really know the science of radar frequencies and electromagnetic frequencies. I just know they can bounce them. Usually when they're hitting you remotely, it can sound like it's coming from a certain direction because it's radar. So they can kind of mess with that. I know certain things, but I've never seen the equipment that they're using, so I've kind of got to go off of theory and deduction. I'm going to take that out. It was reading the highest readings, like do not get around this stuff. This is not for long term being around or short term being around. Get away. And so I took that thing off. I unplugged it, just unhooked it. I've been kind of I took it with me because I'm thinking about opening and seeing if there is a receiver.
but I don't know. You know, I think I will. I mean, because I have to see if there's something in there. And so I've been spending the day over at my parents', doing pretty good. Watched the protest in Washington, and I know I got off on a tangent, but the thing about not talking to them for 5 days, I was driving out of my neighborhood because I just went back to my house, and I'm coming back out of the neighborhood, and 5 city police cars in a caravan. I've never seen this in my stalking, not 5. I've seen 2 at a time, but never 5. Come into the neighborhood, like at the same time when I'm driving out of it. And I've never seen that in my life, I don't think. 5 cop cars without their lights on, you know, just driving through a neighborhood. So then that got me kind of thinking, my plan is working. It's working good, because I've never seen that before. And I'm not talking to my attackers. So I've never seen that before, and for 5 days I haven't vocalized anything to them. Now they can read whatever they can read through remote neural monitoring, which I can't help. You know, I can't help, you know, what I think or imagery in my mind or whatever. But I do sometimes think as if I'm speaking to them. If they say something like, "Oh, he's paranoid," I'm like, "Yeah, that's the funniest thing ever." You know, I'll think it. That's the funniest thing ever when there are people around you shooting microwaves at you, and then they're vehicular stalking you, and it's funny when they call you. It's very laughable. It's hilarious, but in a sick, weird way, I guess. I don't know. But so that tells me, and from what this other person, this smart lady who has been going through this a long time, gave me some advice on it, kind of tells me that it's working. That not verbalizing, because I think that they can surveil that, and that some police more readily receive surveillance of somebody acting up in their house or screaming or yelling or vocalizing, and they don't know about some of this remote neural monitoring stuff. So it might be a good idea. And I'm just telling you my experiences. I'm not giving you advice, and I will do later updates because I'm going to keep it going. I'm going to keep it going. I mean, sometimes it's not really hard because it's a change, and I like the change. If it's bad or good, I don't really care, because this stuff has been the same thing over and over. Me saying the same things to them, them like, you know, not caring at all. You know, them arguing with his wife because his wife is always trying to stop it. A really good person kind of trapped in that house. It breaks my heart, but I feel like I'm doing the best thing I can for everybody, you know. And I think, I mean, seeing 5 cop cars caravanning and like coming into my neighborhood just like a vehicular harassment would take place, but 5 of them, and I think they're really trying to get me, you know, vocalizing, because I think if they get me vocalizing, then they can build up fervor, and, you know. So it's working for me, as far as I can see right now. I'll let y'all know. Maybe it turns around on me, and this guy can lie really good and say because I'm being silent that I'm like planning something or something. I don't know. He's the biggest liar I've ever known in my life. As all gang stalkers are the biggest liars I've ever known of in my life. So I wanted to do an update on that and let y'all know about that. Also with my ELF detector, and this is a very general ELF detector. It just gives you numbers. So I'm going to get some more sophisticated ones. And this one's on my phone. I would show y'all, but it's on the actual phone that I'm doing the video on. So if I had a camcorder, I would show you how it works. When it gets up to 3, it'll usually read like 0, and then if they're hit me remotely, it'll go 2, 3. 3 is a danger level that it's like long-term exposure, could be harmful. I went outside, and this was right before I came back here, came back to my parents' house. I went outside and I put it by the meter reader for your electricity, and I got like a 15 or a 16 on that thing, and so like at dangerous levels, it was reading it at dangerous levels. The meter that reads your electricity. So this talk about, you know, EHF, you know, coming out of those things, out of those smart meters, is very true. If I go by just my general little simple ELF reader on my phone,
I would suggest everybody get, like, if you have a smartphone, an iPhone, an Android, whatever you can get, there are apps for ELF detectors, EHF detectors. Get one, get one and start kind of knowing, because then you can determine, because what these people do is they start hitting you with stuff that's remote, or it's from the side, or you don't know. And when it first started, I had a couple weapons hit me, and I could figure it out in my head. Probably a long time back that stopped. I kept thinking, I can determine this. I know where it's coming from. But really, I'd say from the beginning, wherever you are and you're targeting, get an ELF detector. Get something that reads it. If you can, get that on tape. Get proof of that. And it'll also just help you use it on stuff around your house and see if you get high readings, because I think they do put kind of receiver stuff in your house, especially if you're trying to defend your walls or something like that. But I'd say that's maybe the first thing I would do, unless you're dying and you need some defense. The first thing I would do is get plugs, or I'm going to try this negative ion projector, and I'm going to let y'all know about it. She said it works better than the plugs, so I'm going for it. It's only $75 from Amazon, and I will let y'all know, on further videos. Trying to think if there's anything else. Friday night video. Not going out tonight because I don't really have anything to do. I'm dealing with this all the time. But I'm doing a lot better because of things that I did during the week. I'll probably go home tonight and, sleep in my enclosure. See if that, see if that thing that was putting out so much ELF. I mean, it was like reading off of the charts. And I just know, even if it was they put it in there or if they didn't, and it's just a piece of equipment that does that, it's not helping the situation at all. So I'm going to kind of try that out. I don't know. I might stay at my parents' house. I'm not sure. I'm pretty comfortable here. Brought Pepper Girl here, my dog. She usually feels a lot better over here because they're trying to pump stuff all into my house from two houses next to me. And here it's like they just hit me remotely. So she doesn't get anything, I don't think. And she kind of goes off and lays down. She's not in that enclosure where everything's coming in. So it gives her kind of a break. I can't think of anything else right now. Also, with websites, check out DHS Fusion Center websites. I know I've mentioned this on my other videos because the patrolling, the vehicular stalking is tied into this, DOD and Air Force experimentation with directed energy weapons. I don't know how it's tied into. I don't know if it's DHS going, okay, we're going to work with them, or work with corporations doing it. I really don't know. Like, it could be these guys abusing this, it being totally a black ops thing, and they're getting certain money from DHS and maybe DOD, and it's really like the DHS doesn't know what DOD is doing, and I'm not sure. I'm theorizing on that because I don't know how it all ties in together. I just know there are a bunch of agencies involved in this, and when a bunch of agencies with they're trying to do something different. When they get involved, then these guys can come in the middle, like this guy, and just pile up weapons in his house and just totally abuse something that was already kind of an abuse. The American people don't know about it, and then he takes it and just kind of murders families, So, and that's what all these gang stalkers kind of do. They're taking all these weapons and they're going to town. They're like, we can get away with this and make up anything we want. So I don't know if the DOD, I don't know if they would even approve of this. I don't know if DHS would approve of it. I don't know if NSA would approve of this stuff, or if this guy's reporting how many weapons he has used on me, or if he's just showing my reactions to what he would say was nothing and lying about it. I don't know how confusing it is for all these agencies. I do know that if something's making money and it's keeping everybody in, money for their departments, that it's going to be hard for somebody to speak up and really fight the system. That's why I think there's a lot of stuff going on within these systems that we don't know about, and it's people, good cops and good agents and good DHS guys, good NSA, and they're filing their reports on this stuff, phone calls, and they're trying to get it up the ladder. They're complaining about it, I think, but it might take a while, and it might take a lot of us coming out and speaking about it to kind of push them along. Because I did see, like, if y'all go on DOD, go on the Department of Defense website, look up articles about the Air Force, and they plan to keep experimenting with directed energy weapons in San Antonio for the next 7 years. This was a recent article. So we can't let that happen. Like, we've got to fight this stuff. We've got to put it out so they stop this. Because, if they say they're experimenting on people and animals with directed energy weapons, they should be doing it in some lab. It should be volunteers. There shouldn't be people in their homes being experimented on and people getting money. Like, I've noticed so many new vehicles in my neighbors' driveways, and they never go anywhere, So it's like, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money involved in this, and we got to stop it. It's corrupt. It's evil. I guess leave your comments below. I think I'm going to end it with that. Just make it a little 30-minute video as an update to my video the other night. Stay strong. There's always a way, because it's been horrible for me lately. And, like, I even defend myself. And I was like, man, I don't know how I'll survive another night. And then I just, got this kind of mental image of switching those plugs out and switching some stuff up. And it worked. It took a little while, but it really worked. And I know there's more, because this lady was telling us about the negative ion projector, like taking this thing out. It's this. I'll show y'all. It's a black box in the wall, and it was hooked to lines going through my attic, and it read it like off the charts with my ELF reader. And I'll plug it in maybe and show y'all the reading. I think I'm going to open it up and see if there's any, because it doesn't do anything for my house. It's not like the hot water's hooked up to it or anything like that. So I'm not even sure what it does, but it's this thing. It's like a black box. It's really heavy. And it was like right next to my hot water heater. But then that opened up two plugs like right in the center of my house that probably are connected to some good wiring in that wall where they shoot through to hit me in the enclosure, if they're hitting me from the ground. So it opened up that. There's always openings opening up where I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to get through this. And I just keep saying, nope, can't give up, got to find a way, God will find me a way, and then I do. So if you do that, like you'll find a way to keep going. You'll find a way to keep fighting. We got to fight in peace. We got to fight with intelligence. I think these people really do want us angry. They want to shout down. I've just, on a note of not how it's working with vehicular harassment or how these people are attacking me or anything, not talking to them has made me feel. It's made me feel more like myself, like in just 50 times more. I mean, because I go about my business. I haven't said anything to them in a week. So it's like, they're still getting mad. They're still acting the same way. Actually, a little bit more vicious, I guess, because they want me to react. So, but it's working for me. I'm like, I didn't talk to him today. I didn't talk to him, so I don't know what they're, getting riled up about. Helps me a lot. But you got to do what helps you. You got to do what you think is gonna spread the information, things that you think are gonna protect you. We're doing. I mean, there's protests. There was a protest in Washington, October 3rd. Stuff is going on here. And if we make enough stuff happen and we make enough noise. And I'm not talking about yelling at your neighbors, because that's kind of like what they want, because that's it's like a contained chaos. We want our voices to be heard everywhere. We want YouTube videos out. We want Pete Santilli. Start listening to the Pete Santilli show. He has targeted individuals on all the time. Start supporting him. He was out at the protest. He's kind of, to me, he's a little bit like Alex Jones. I'm not really sure. He has a show, so he has to kind of stir it up. He's stirring it up. I wouldn't do it that way for target individuals, but he talks about a lot of stuff. So he was at the protest saying some stuff that I probably wouldn't have said. It was insulting police and stuff like that. I wouldn't take that way, but he's trying to entertain as well. He's trying to make money and help. It's good what he's doing because it's bringing attention to us. So he's a good guy for doing it, and I understand. I kind of understand the politics of, if you have a radio show, you have to be interesting. You can't just tell people what's going on. You kind of have to stir it up a little bit. But he was at that protest, so let's support Pete Santilli. There was somebody on my conference call last night, and I won't say her name, but she was on the Pete Santilli show. She's going to be on it again, talking to him about target individuals. So we really want to support the Pete Santilli show. Because we could maybe get on there with our testimonies, and he could help us out a lot because he's talking to people who are, kind of like an Alex Jones audience, an Alex Jones audience, and maybe other people who aren't like that. But he's got a big audience, so it's definitely somewhere we want to get and start talking about this. So let's support him. Listen to what he's doing. Maybe call in if you want to, give your testimony. I might do that. We need to protest. We need to get this information out. We got to do it peacefully. Tonight it was sad, and I know they wanted me to respond, verbally, and I was sad about it because it's like I haven't. In 5 days, this guy has probably hurt me the worst that he's hurt me before, like while I'm sleeping, like to where he's got his weapons like really piled up. It's really hurting my back and my neck. It just feels like I'm being cooked like underneath, and I haven't responded. I've gone about my business. I've come over to my parents' house. I'm just checking stuff. I'm putting defenses up quietly, and at the end of the week of me doing that, he had 5 cop cars in a row caravanning me. Like, I don't say he did, but this program had 5 cop cars caravanning me. After a week of me being silent, doing what I need to do, not acting up or throwing anything or hitting any walls or doing anything, totally silent. This guy every day, 24 hours and every night, is like shooting frequencies and shooting microwaves into my house, and the cops are caravanning me. And it really made me sad. And it makes me think, like, our system is really, it's in trouble. Like, this is some guy, he knows I'm not bad. Like, he knows I'm not bad. He wants to get this done. He wants to use whatever he can. And with the remote neural monitor, that's a joke. Like, the remote neural monitoring, it hurts us and it makes us, I guess it gives them something, but it's not valid. It's not valid. They don't know what they're looking at. Like, and they're trying to make they are really trying to be thought police. They really are trying to say, like, oh, he had a thought about this or that, so, he's a dangerous guy or whatever. Or they're even trying to, because they can, get something. It's a two-way street there. They can read, thoughts or images, so they can put thoughts and images. So they're even trying to, like, kind of just build a boogeyman, a bad guy, out of good people. And sometimes I think, I'm like, man, I'm a good guy. Like, I really care about my family. Like, he knows that, like, I even feel pain when I hear his wife in distress about all this. She doesn't want it going on. She's like, I want this to stop. Just stop it. Like, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. And they don't listen to her. So that's one of the reasons. Out of 1,000 that I was just like, I'm not going to talk to him anymore. But, man, it's just like, I forgot what I was talking about there. But, oh yeah. With the remote neural monitoring, it's they can just say anything. They are really trying to be like, this is, this guy's thinking this, and he's dangerous. So they've gotten to that point, but it's so unaccountable, and it's so, it's just such a rudimentary level of the technology. They really are. They're trying to build a boogeyman, and out of these people. They really do. Because I've been quiet for 5 days, not doing anything, not responding to them. Then they send 5 cop cars caravan me. What do these cops want from me? They want me to react? They want me to start yelling? I don't understand where everybody is. So it makes me think, our system is really, really screwed up. I guess that's like a duh, and that's like maybe the nicest way to say this. We have to fight, though, because it's not just, it's like our system is really screwed up. I don't know how to say it any worse than that without cussing a lot, and I'm going to try not to do that. But really, really, really screwed up. Because I've gotten more, I don't understand what cops would want. I haven't said anything or done anything all week. This guy's been murdering me in my sleep, cooking me. We've been 24 hours a day. He's got other people vehicular stalking, and then I haven't done anything, and then I see 5 cop cars caravanning me. So it's what? This guy's murdering people 24 hours a day, and then he's trying to report that I'm this dangerous guy. So whatever's happening is totally unaccountable and has become this huge monster. It's become a huge monster where people are just doing whatever they want to do. And they're going, yeah, we're protecting everybody, go, and just killing families. So not good, not good. And y'all know this. Target individuals all know this. Through what you go through. And I know this, I've been going through it for 6 years, and other people have been going through it for a long time. All right, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Please leave your comments. Please email me at vulcanwolverine@gmail.com if you have some ideas for defense, or if you want to send me an email about your remote neural monitoring experiences. That is somewhere where I'm going to go from now on. Like I said on my last video, I've been pushed out on this limb, and then I've kind of gone out further on it, and then so I might as well go all the way with what I know is true, and I've studied these technologies, and then the reactions from them are definitely they are, reacting to things that I'm actually thinking. It doesn't seem like, I don't know, somebody told me that they can kind of tell what you're going to think before you think it, and that hasn't really happened to me. It's usually been a few seconds after, so I think it's just in real time. But I don't know. He said that they can even stuff that you think out, they can see it before. I don't really agree with that. But he's a smart guy in other things, so definitely get on the conference calls. A lot of people, with all of our information, we can kind of put it together and then figure out what's really going on, what really works, if we just focus and get together on it. And just stay as safe as you can. From my perspective, more good has come out of me not communicating with them. And I think I had a video out, maybe a year ago or a year and a half ago, and I was like, what not to do with remote neural monitoring. Don't talk to them. And I said it without knowing about the extent of it or anything, and it was probably about 2 years ago. Without knowing the full extent or anything like that, I was like, don't talk to these guys. It's going to make you feel worse. They're going to get more on you. And I was right, though. I think I was right. Right for me. I was right for me. If you're holding a lot in and they're really, really hurting you, and you feel like you're stockpiling emotions and stuff, you got to find another way. Even if it's crying, even if it's crying, or getting that emotion out in some other way besides letting it blow up. So leave your comments below. like, if you disagree with me on that, please leave your comments below. If you agree with me, please leave your comments below. I want to hear from you all about that. What you think about remote neural monitoring, especially, well, definitely from targeted individuals. I want to know, do all targeted individuals know that exists? Because I know that exists. With my little journey through this, that is a definite science they are using on us. But leave your comments below on what you think is going on. Everybody leave your comments on what you think is going on. What's the best way to deal with it? Let's start brainstorming. Like, everybody start brainstorming. That's also one thing. I've been able to think a lot better, because just like when I'm focused on them or what I just yelled out or something like that, I can't think. So, like, I'm getting there. It hasn't happened. It's only been 5 days, so I'm not gonna, toot my horn or whatever. But it's been working so far, and that's what I want to let y'all know. I don't want to tell you what to do or say, you got to do this. But it's been working for me so far, and I think it works on the bigger level of vehicular stalking, what DHS can do in regards with, telling your neighbors about stuff. And I really think that's who tells your neighbors about, they don't tell them about that you're getting microwaved in your home, but I think they tell them that you're a person of interest and they need to, drive their car out at the same time, and that's who gets them into that. So it's like different agencies doing different things, all coming together, and then you got people in the middle, like this guy who's the main organizer of my microwaving, who jumps in the middle, starts getting random weapons from other gang stalkers, and then they totally abuse it, don't give the information because there's different agencies involved. So it's a real cluster F up is what it is. And let's just keep going, keep fighting, for our parents, for our families, for good people, who could be targeted in the future, for all the women and men out there who are innocent and are being butchered every night, cooked, and then they have to see an EMS vehicle or a fire truck or cops going by them when their neighbor is a murderer, and nobody's watching him. They're giving him money. They're giving him money and vehicles. So it has to be stopped. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, at this point, I'm like, this guy's not going to stop. He's not going to decide to stop. Like, I'm going to have to do something where I get evidence on him. He gets scared that I could get him into court, or the information gets out so that these weapons are pulled in. These things are very possible. Like, it really, like, if you think it's impossible, you're just like, well, the government will do whatever it wants. If enough people start speaking out about it, it starts reaching normal people, something will be done. Like, something will be done, because they're not going to just let things go like that, and then everybody, not just targeted individuals, but regular people totally lose trust in the government, because they're going to want to screw us over later. So, and that was a joke. That'll be my last thing. But I really love you guys. Stay defended. Try and stay as calm as you can. And there's defenses for this stuff. Email me if you want some ideas. Watch my other videos. I pretty much tell everything that I defend with. I'll probably do a video soon about, like, and just go through my house and just show everybody how much stuff I have. And it's too much. It's too much. So, these companies give us some things that defend, that in theory they work, but they're not powerful enough. So we gotta kind of try and go there. All right, guys. Y'all have a good weekend. I'm gonna try and get this up this weekend. Just stay safe. Like, I'm gonna end this with a prayer. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, in the name of Jesus Christ. God, just help all targeted individuals today. Help us move closer and closer to a resolution where the experimentation, just whatever this is on American citizens will stop, and we can just move on. Please help us all, even if it's not in your will to stop it, to get defenses and get grouped up and get enough strength so we can defend ourselves and get through it. Please help all the good people
trapped in this. Help them to know how strong they are, and that this will just make them stronger if it doesn't stop. Please put it in the hearts of our attackers that this isn't the right thing to do, that they should report it. They should report it to, whoever they have to, even if they don't want to come out about it and speak publicly, that they're the right people to report it to. Please help our neighborhoods and our cities, our country and the world in this. Just help us all to really tap into your power, unconditional love, and just know how strong that is to get through anything. Please just lend us your wisdom. Give those who don't have a way out. Please reach them, however you can, and help the target individuals who are speaking out. Give them a voice and give them, the Holy Spirit in their heart, so they can say the right words, to motivate people, to give people information, to even, hopefully get non-target individuals and people in these agencies, on our side. If they are already on our side, to give them motivation to help us. I know that you will take care of us. I know that this is within your power to stop this totally. And I love you. I love you, God. And please just send out your love to every target individual, to everybody involved in this, to give them strength. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. All right, guys. I'm going to drink some glasses of wine at my parents' house and play video games, or maybe watch Batman. I wish I was going out with my friends. I do still have friends. I still do have friends in my area. I just don't hang out with them a lot. I don't call them or anything. So I think to myself, I'm like, oh, I don't have friends. Or I'll see, but I do. I have a lot of friends who I don't connect with because of this. And I think that's kind of like all of us. But we got a whole lot of friends now. We got a whole lot of every other target individual is your friend and your family. I'm your friend and your family, so don't forget that. If you feel like you don't have a friend or a family in the world, consider me your friend and family. Both of those. All right, guys, I love y'all. Stay safe. I'm praying for y'all. Please pray for me. Let's send each other some strength over the spiritual pipeline. Let's pray for all the good people who are involved in this, to give them strength to do what they need to do. People in these agencies to speak up to maybe their superior officer, or we can do this. We can do this. And that's not faith I have. I've seen incredible things happen. I've seen incredible things happen in my life that weren't supposed to happen. I was only supposed to be 5 feet tall. My Crohn's doctor, when I was 11, I was about 11, he said, you're never going to grow above 5 feet tall. And I am 5'9". So, and he was a Crohn's doctor. He said, you're not going to grow. And that's a small thing. I've known of bigger things to happen too. We can do this. We can do this. I see that protest out in Washington. I see Pete Santilli interviewing all these target individuals. I see more information. Go to drrobertduncan.com to learn about some more of the science. Go to Department of Defense. Go to their website and read articles about directed energy weapons. They talk about them. They talk about the testing. So everything's out there. We just got to get it and kind of put it in people's faces. All right, guys, I love y'all, and just stay safe. God bless all y'all. All right, and stay safe, and I'll definitely see you on the next one.